Talk about peanut butter.
And be moldy. There's so much aflatoxin in your peanut butter, and aflatoxin is known to be correlated with cancer and other problems. The oils in the peanut butter also oxidize in the plastic. So what you're getting here is oxidized seed oils, which are not good for you, along with aflatoxin, which is a mold toxin, which is connected with cancer, from a nut, which is actually a bean with digestive enzyme inhibitors that you're not going to digest well at all either.
First, for the easy stuff. Peanuts are roasted before they're made into peanut butter. Roasting deactivates a significant amount of the phytic acid and 98 to 100% of the lectins. Digestion is not inhibited, and there is no interference with any other nutrients. Also, there's a minimal amount of seed oil added to peanut butter. Fats in peanut butter are quite stable. If by some miracle they did go rancid, you would know, because then they'd have something in common with Paul's videos. They would smell wrong, and you wouldn't eat it. Moving on to aflatoxin. This study was not paid for by Big Peanut. Aflatoxin is a toxic metabolite made from the Aspergillus mold. This mold grows best under subtropical humid conditions. This is also an issue in products like corn. The United States tests and measures amounts of aflatoxins in peanuts. This study measured amounts of aflatoxin in peanuts that were imported to Taiwan. Even though 41% of the samples that were imported from the United States tested positive for aflatoxin, the maximum parts per billion was very low compared to the other samples, 14 compared to 441, and only 2% exceeded the upper limit. And if you're saying, Andy, there's still aflatoxin and people are still consuming it, it builds up in my body. No, you have a functioning liver to excrete these things. And if it did build up in your body and cause harm, children eat an average of 1,500 peanut butter sandwiches before the age of 18. If aflatoxin built up, people like me would have liver cancer. And we don't. Moving on. When the United States imports peanuts from other countries, aflatoxin levels are also measured. If levels are above upper limits, they're not let in. If aflatoxin were such an issue like Paul mentioned, we would see cases of aflatoxicosis. Say that 3 times fast. Meaning ingesting too much aflatoxin at once, which is characterized by vomiting, edema, convulsions, coma. Even though cases of this have been reported in developing countries, there have been no such cases reported in the United States. And again, if peanuts and peanut butter were so laden with aflatoxin, we'd see cases of this left and right in school children and gym bros. And we don't. Lastly, we know levels of aflatoxin are measured in the peanuts before the peanut butter processing process. But once the peanuts are roasted and made into peanut butter and hermetically sealed in the jar, air and humidity cannot get into the peanut butter itself, so no more aflatoxin can be produced. And on that note, choosing a larger peanut butter brand versus those self-grind peanut butter stations at your Whole Foods store is also a better way to ensure that your peanut butter doesn't have aflatoxin in it. I know you didn't like that, but the only thing that was bullshit was that video. Your peanut butter's fine.